Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm Teacher Oakley. My apologies for a little bit of a late start. We ran a little late in the last hour, uh, getting into a grammar class, and we had some important material to cover at the end. So my apologies for starting this class a couple minutes late. Uh, in this class, well, hello out there, Alvaro and ma'am. Uh, come on in and join me. We are going to have a conversation. All English levels and abilities are welcome to join me. We're going to practice talking about personality. We're going to talk about our own personalities or talk about others' personalities. Use first person, use third person to talk about others. We're also going to practice a little bit talking about preference or talking about two different things. Two different, maybe opposing aspects of personality. For example, are you generous or are you selfish? And very often, of course, all of us being human, we're not all one way. We're not 100% pessimistic or optimistic. We're not 100% generous or 100% selfish. We're humans. So we're also going to practice speaking about two different things and how to do that. And generally, it's a conversation class, so wherever or however the conversation goes is how it goes. So go ahead and join me. It's a very casual class. We're just going to talk. Maybe I'll ask you some questions, and any errors you make, I will give you some feedback about any errors that you might make, grammatically or pronunciation-wise, or what have you. Anyway, the idea is casual conversation. So join me now. We'll get started talking about conversation. What kind of personality do you have? We can also talk about other things. I'm curious if anybody's ever taken a personality test, like in a magazine or online. There are lots to talk about here. Hello, Pablo. Thanks for joining me.
Hi, teacher. Good
Hi
night.
there. Good night. Good morning, Pablo.
Where are you from?
I'm originally American, of course, from the Northeast, from New England, the northeastern part of the United States, but I currently live in the Philippines.
So far away.
So far away? Well, it's not far away from me. And Pablo, where
Uh,
do you live?
I am living in Colombia. I'm from Colombia.
Very good. I think I knew that. All right, Pablo. All right,
Yes.
let's get started. We're going to talk about personality, maybe introduce new vocabulary related to personality. Um, okay. Uh, let's first start with talking about ourselves here. If you could use three words to describe your personality, what would they be, Pablo?
Okay. I think they will be uh, honest, uh, hard worker, and uh, what other?
One
Uh,
more. There must be one more.
and trustworthy.
Sorry?
Uh, trustworthy. trustworthy or reliable?
Whoa,
Trustworthy,
I'm totally missing what you're saying. Can you slow it down a little?
reliable,
Rel
reliable,
okay, reliable. That's
reliable.
all right. That's great. Reliable.
Mm.
Okay, very good. I'm honest. I'm reliable. Okay, if you're talking about yourself, I am hardworking. ING, use the gerund. If you're talking in the third person about someone else, he is hardworking. Okay, as an adjective. Hardworking is the adjective form. The noun form. He is a hard worker. Okay,
Okay.
a hard worker. So we use an article with that. Okay, honest, hardworking, and reliable. All right, you sound like you're getting ready for a job interview, Pablo.
No, my last job interview was 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm working, have a work.
Okay, great. No, I'm making a joke, but all of your adjectives that you use to describe personality are all,
Yes.
you know what I mean. They're all very much associated with things you might say in a job interview, frankly. Uh, okay. Uh, okay. When talking about personality, there's really just a million things we can talk about, but there's some sort of there's a few kind of basic ideas. For example, one basic idea to describe personality is talking about um, are you an introvert or an extrovert? Do you know what that means?
Yes, if I am a friendly people or I am a lonely person.
More or
Yes,
less.
more or less.
More or less, but of
Yeah.
course, an introvert can be friendly. They
Mhm.
just prefer to be. An introvert is introspective. Intro is a prefix which means inside, so they're more focused on their own feelings and emotions and ideas and thoughts. They're more likely prone to be shy, spend more time alone. All right. Doesn't
They don't like
necessarily.
to speak in a public
Right.
place.
Okay. That's right. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're lonely. All right. It doesn't
Okay.
necessarily mean that they could be perfectly happy spending more time by themselves.
Mhm.
Right. And an extrovert, exactly the opposite. Much more social. We can say social, outgoing.
Social, outgoing.
hmm Okay, so Pablo, for yourself, are you more of an introvert or an extrovert? Or,
I think I am a little more extrovert
okay,
person. That yes,
okay. I am more extroverted.
extroverted
Okay,
person.
all right, because these are nouns, an introvert and extrovert. I am more extroverted as the adjective form. Um, okay, and
Extroverted.
very good. I'm glad you used more because we're doing a comparison between two things. Why do you say that, Pablo? Why do you think you're more extroverted than introverted?
Well, I all the time I am speaking with a lot of people.
hmm
I uh, I have a social life. Uh,
Good.
I have a lot of meetings and uh, parties, uh, and I don't
Okay.
have free time.
And you don't have free time. Well, that's a good sign. Okay. A common collocation of words that you were using uh, to describe your social life. We often use an active social life. All right, I have.
Active social life. Social
Uh,
life.
okay, I have an active social life. Um, okay, actually, it's interesting you brought that up. I don't know if you've ever heard in movies or so forth. Hello, Reuben. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just kind of
No, don't worry, teacher. I didn't
hi.
want to interrupt you. You were
Okay.
talking.
Yeah, I'm
Hello.
kind of running with an idea. Hi, Reuben. Um, you you may have heard in English somebody saying "get a life" or "I need to get a life." All
Yeah.
right. Doesn't mean they need to be alive. They're obviously breathing because they just said something. Um, they're kind of referring to a social life. All right. So when you hear that in a movie or a television show, I need to get a life. I have no life. It doesn't mean they're not breathing, obviously. You can't take it literally. It's a figurative expression to talk about their social life. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's very common, so I thought I'd bring that up. Ruben, how about you? We're discussing personality. Are you yourself, or do you consider yourself to be more of an introvert or an extrovert?
I consider myself introvert. I think.
Okay.
But people who know me, it says that teacher people is plural or singular. Is
People is
plural,
definitely
plural,
plural.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, people who know me say that I'm an extrovert, but there is that's not correct. It's just that I feel confident when with them, but I really are introvert. I lonely. I like to study and read, and I don't have, as you said, a life. I don't have many friends or the go to nightclubs or things like that. I prefer to be or concentrating or focusing on something I want to do. As now I'm studying for the TOEFL, so that's my goal. This is my next goal, and I'm very concentrating to get it, to reach it. So I keep myself in a place and focusing in that and don't do anything else um, than this, right? That's why
Okay.
I consider myself introvert.
Okay. Very good. Um, all right. Very good. It's what you prefer. Okay. Do you prefer to spend time with others, or you're perfectly happy focusing on yourself, your studies,
Hmm.
your what you enjoy? Okay. A couple small feedback notes for you. All right. Be careful. I am introverted. Again, that's the adjective. I am an introvert.
Introvert.
Yeah.
Introvert.
So you have to be careful if you're using the noun or the adjective. All right.
Okay. Um,
Introvert or
so
introverted.
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 That's right.
Introvert.
Introverted is the adjective form.
Hmm.
Introverted.
He is introverted. He is an introvert. Noun form. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Uh-huh.
you, teacher.
All right. And the other thing is you said I am very concentrating on the TOEFL test. Uh,
Concentrated, right?
yeah, that's right.
Focus.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very concentrated on the TOEFL test. Um, and frankly, that's okay. It's just an unusual use of a verb. Probably we would more naturally say I am focused on the
Focused.
focus. Yeah, I'm
Focus.
focused on the TOEFL test. Would be a
Okay.
more common
It's more
verb to
natural.
use. More natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not that the other one is wrong. It's just yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
teacher.
Oh, I know you're welcome. Let's talk about other. Since you okay, well, good. You're here. You're focused on the TOEFL test. Actually, I wanted to do some talking about personality, and just as in TOEFL question two, it talks. Okay, question one or two, I don't know, but talking about a preference. Choose one, just like we did, extroverted or introverted. Let's try some others. Pablo, do you
Yes.
do you think you are more generous or more selfish?
Uh, I think I am I am a little selfish. With
Okay.
yes, I have to be honest. Yes, I am a little selfish. I like my stay with my teens. Uh, I like to rise or to go up. Yes, to advance.
Okay. All right. I see. All right.
Um, and I don't like to uh, I don't like to uh, give credit to people.
Oh, really? Okay. Don't like to give credit to people. Okay.
They never
Okay.
pay, especially the family. They they never pay.
Oh, you don't like to give. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's talk about that. All right. Hang on a second. Let me catch up to you here. Okay, I love this statement. If I have to be honest, I love the use of quantifiers. A little bit selfish, a little bit. That's great. Good English. All right. This is the way people really speak English. So that's great. I love that. Um, you struggled with. I like to advance. Finally, we got advance. Now, a little bit unclear. Do you mean advance in the workplace
Yes, yes,
or advance your career? Okay.
yes.
All right. You finally you came up with the right verb because raise your career that doesn't make sense or bring up your career that doesn't make sense. Advance is the right verb, but it was a little vague because I don't I wasn't I guessed workplace. All right. So you need to include a prepositional phrase or something to make that more clear because you can advance in your studies, you can advance in your social standing. There are more.
Oh,
Okay. Um, okay, and okay, the idea of give credit. All right, I got confused. All right, let me explain why I was confused. If you give credit to someone, it can mean two different things entirely. You give credit to someone, meaning you give them praise, or you like blame, but positive. Uh, Okay, Pablo and I did a project, and Pablo did 90% of the work. I have to give him credit for the success of the project. All right, I'm
yes.
giving you respect, admiration. I'm giving you, um, you were responsible. I'm giving you credit for it. Okay. So it's like the opposite of blame. If something goes wrong, we blame someone. If something goes right, we give them credit for it. Uh, okay, but that's what I thought you meant. That you didn't. That's what I thought you meant. But you meant like lend money, right?
Yes.
Okay, you
It's
give
about money.
right. little more complicated than that, though. You don't lend someone money. If you give someone credit, it's more like this. Uh, at a store, you have a store. You're the owner of a store. I'm the owner of a store. I give you credit. I let you pay later for something you buy now. Okay. So,
Okay.
all right. So that's, credit. I'm not. It's not really the same as lending money. Uh, it can be, of course, a credit card. Obviously, it can be money. It really does boil down to money. But all right, a credit card. Okay, it allows you to basically use the bank's money to pay for something, and you pay back the bank later. Okay, it's a little bit of a different idea than directly lending money. Okay, but great,
Yes.
but okay, good job taking the bold approach there to talk about selfish or generous. All right, nice. Uh, okay, Reuben, I want to give you a different one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you usually patient or impatient?
Definitely impatient. I,
Yeah.
I really got mad easily. I don't know. Um, at least when I'm not in a classroom, because I'm a teacher,
Uh-huh.
I am really patient with my students. But with I mean with things that have to or are related to me. For example, I have to wait if I have to do something. I need to do it quickly, and what I really and when where I really are I am impatient is on things talking about time. I don't really like to wait too much time. For example, talking about when I have a meeting or a date, if we establish a time or a schedule, I really appreciate the punctuality. That's in those aspects I am really impatient. And yes, and if for example if I want to buy something, I really want I don't know perhaps a cell phone or another thing that I want to buy, I want it as soon as possible. So I am really impatient in those aspects. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Quick hello, greetings, howdy to Michael. Hello.
Hello,
Hey,
Michael.
teacher Oakley.
Hi,
Hey,
Hey.
Michael.
Pablo, Ruben.
Okay. We'll be talking to you in just a second. I need to give a little feedback to Ruben.
Yes, teacher, please.
Ruben, you have a good rhythm. You speak in phrases, but quite frankly, sometimes your speaking is very fast. Your pace,
Mhm.
uh, which sometimes it's okay, and sometimes I have problems following you
Uh huh.
because, for example, the word punctuality, you slightly miss a syllable stress in a word, and because
Mhm.
you're speaking so quickly, it throws off my. I don't know where one word, because you're joining words, which is proper and right to do. I don't want to discourage that. It is proper to speak in phrases. It is proper to join words. But the problem with that is the danger. If you miss a syllable stress, then I
Mhm.
don't know where one word ended and one word begins, and I get. If you under,
Mhm.
do you follow my
Yes.
logic? What I'm saying.
Yes. Yes. I understand. Mhm.
So
What
if
is syllable stress?
like punctuality, wow, that primary syllable stress is on
Mhm.
punctuality. Five syllables in
Punctuality.
the word.
No.
Punctuality.
So how
Okay.
do you pronounce incorrect like that? How do you pronounce incorrect?
Punctuality. I think
Punctual.
is he used like first syllable stress.
Okay.
Punctuality.
So you should like
Um,
stress every syllable in every word. Okay.
Not well. No, you shouldn't stress every syllable and every word. Look, let's take a simple word, banana. Do I call it a banana? I want to eat a banana. A banana. A banana. No,
Banana.
it's a banana. I don't say a banana. I want a banana.
Mhm.
I'd like to eat a banana. Now, if I'm saying a lot of if I'm saying a lot of words all together, close together, and I say banana, you're not going to know what on earth I'm talking about. A banana. I love to
Yeah.
eat bananas.
Banana.
Bananas.
Bananas.
Right. That's what I mean. It gets confusing, especially
Mhm.
when the joining is good, but when the pace is fast, the joining is good, and you miss a syllable stress,
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ruben, if you're practicing for TOEFL, for two reasons, I would recommend you slow down your pace. For that
Mhm.
reason, which we
Yeah.
just discussed, and also for the very simple reason that any human being, all of you out there, when
Mhm.
we're under stress, such as in a job interview or giving a presentation or,
Mhm.
heaven knows, in an English speaking test, we tend to speed up our pace. We just naturally do. It's normal. Oop,
Mhm.
sorry, other student who is in class, come back. I will talk to you. Uh, okay. Um, but it is natural. So probably if you actively try to slow down your pace, like in a TOEFL exam, you
Mhm.
probably will be actually be speaking your natural pace in reality, and it may
Okay.
help.
Okay.
Uh, okay,
Mhm. I really appreciate your comments, teacher. Thank you.
okay,
I'm going to practice that. Thank
okay.
you so much.
All right, all right.
Okay, what
Uh,
about me? What should I improve? Am I hopeless?
well, I don't know. That's a no. Just keep building. I don't know. I can't think of anything really specific coming to mind, Michael. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Don't
I'm
worry.
quite confident about my English, so don't worry. You are not offending my feelings.
Okay. Uh, anybody and everybody can, including myself, first language speaker, I can continue to work on vocabulary and
Mhm.
understanding the more particular uh, exceptions in grammar, things like that. Even I keep
Mhm.
learning English. So no
Yes.
one, it's not possible to know
Teacher, speaking
everything.
about accents, would it be easier if there were an accent as in Spanish? We accent all the phrases, the sentences where we have to stress the syllables. That's why, for example, we practice. We say practice in a way that I practiced in past. Practice in past.
Uh
We
huh.
we use an accent. We draw it to show when you have to stress if you are referring to the noun, the
Oh yeah.
past tense, or the present tense of a word, right?
Right. Yeah.
Imagine,
Yeah.
would it be easier if in English you had that that
In
way to stress, right? To show where to stress the word.
very interesting hypothetical question. Um, yeah, obviously you've looked at a dictionary before, and obviously when you look in the dictionary, it shows pronunciation, and it
Hmm.
shows just exactly like Spanish or Portuguese. It shows the accent marks. In fact,
Yeah.
they go this way or they go this way to show if it's primary stress or secondary stress.
Hmm.
And they're there in any English dictionary. It has those exactly as they're used in Spanish, really.
But
Um,
it's just in dictionaries, right?
but that's just in the dictionary.
Yes,
That's
that's the
right.
problem. Because when you're reading
Yeah.
something, it's complicated to know where I going to stress this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
that's
very
the
good.
way you read, and you're with you.
Very good point, Reuben. Very good point. I don't know, but I'm not in charge of English. You're going to have to talk to somebody higher up than me, Reuben.
Yes,
That
I will.
plus we're going to have to change every keyboard on Earth.
On
Uh,
Earth, imagine that.
uh,
Oh my God, that would
yeah.
be.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's interesting. That's very interesting because really, there's been controversy about changing keyboards or even simple cell phone keyboards from like QWERTY, what they call QWERTY, the keyboard layout,
Uh-huh. Curry.
right?
That's the way
To
they pronounce it. How do you pronounce it? Curry?
actually, I'm not 100% sure myself. I pronounce it QWERTY just because that's how QWERTY, because that's how it appears to me.
Mm-hmm.
It seems very
Curry.
very logical.
Curry.
But
Hmm?
yeah, I like that exactly as you put in the Verbling chat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway, there's a lot of controversy about changing that. There's another option. There's an alphabetical option. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all very confusing. But
Yeah, I guess.
okay, anyway, interesting question. Let's get back to personality.
Well, mm-hmm.
Uh,
Sure.
let me go to Michael. Michael, we're practicing personality by talking about maybe two opposing aspects of personality. I have an interesting question for Michael.
Okay,
Uh,
go ahead.
Michael, do you consider yourself to be more traditional or more traditional? What else could I say? Traditional,
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
traditional.
Tradition. Can you
Oh, I
give me
just
an example, please?
okay. If you're traditional, you're more conservative. You're
Okay, clear.
more opposed to change. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or are you more modern, progressive, um, willing to embrace change, shall we say? Do you consider yourself more traditional or more progressive?
Well, I don't fear of change. Is it correct to say?
I don't fear change. You don't need the.
Yeah, I don't fear changes or change.
Hmm.
So, but depends what type of changes. Because I haven't had so much life-altering changes. So I had kind of small changes, and these kind of small changes, like to change your job, like to change maybe your where you live, maybe to change like your friends, your girlfriends, change these kind of things, your attitudes towards something. I think this is kind of easy change for everyone, I presume. But this kind of very like hard changes in life, I
Uh-huh.
haven't had. I assume I'm quite young, and I haven't had this kind of changes. So I
Okay.
don't know I will how I'll behave, or what is the word? How
Uh,
I'll
yeah, how you'll behave, how you will react.
yeah how we yeah this is the word. How I will react when this change will come, maybe. So
Okay. Um. All right. Okay. That's an interesting way to talk about it, actually. Uh. All right. You're considering the past and the future, but not really talking about the present. So let me change the question a little. Michael, do you when changes happen in the workplace, in procedure,
uh-huh.
I don't know, maybe traffic laws, who knows? Changes happen in life. When changes happen, do you resist them or embrace them? Are you usually okay with it, or does it annoy you when they change procedure at work, for example?
Okay. So it depends. If you working, so I have worked in different areas. fields, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And in some fields there is not such like correlation between your work and the changes in the company or something. I mean, yes, you feel these changes, of course you feel them, and they what is the word, like they on you, like they what do on you, they reflect on you or what?
Okay, reflect on you. That works. They uh, reflect, or reflect is more, reflect, or effect.
Hmm.
But
Uh, they
Yeah.
affect you. It depends to what degree you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you work so in some ways they are not I am quite open like to these kind of changes, and um, there is no such thing to stress me out or something, or I would not like, for example, if they change like how do I do something? Yeah, I do something
Yeah. Right.
like how do I in documents like how do we. I used to work in a mall, and there we had like contracts with every company relating to marketing activities, and I was in charge of these contracts. The company came to me and they said like, I want these marketing activities for half of year or for 1 month, like, and we like calculating the costs, and there always been had been what is the verb in past, like have had been,
Had been.
or
Yeah.
yeah, had been some changes like in these procedures, document procedures, because the mall just opened, and there had been a lot of changes, like, and
Ah.
that was okay for me. But
Mm.
I used to work in a company where we had deadlines, like in 1 week you should do something on the project,
Mhm.
something, and they had a lot of change. Like, they have had some changes in every week, and that stressed me out, like because you cannot consider all the changes. You should do over the work because of that, some work,
Mhm.
and I consider that completely unprofessional because like and I requested like more time for that.
Mhm.
It
Okay.
depends. If you
I
work
see.
on the project with deadlines, I'm not open to changes.
Okay, I see. Because then you don't have time. That's
Yeah, you don't
logical.
have time, and it's a lot to consider, and it's a
Yeah.
lot of. And I didn't explain what work I did, but it's quite like a very difficult type of work.
Yeah, I can understand it in a general fashion. Anyway,
It's not
yeah,
sales. It's not sales work.
yeah. In any case, you brought up an interesting point for you other young men, or any viewers. When you start with a new company, you better be ready to embrace many changes.
Yep, that's completely true.
Totally true. Yeah. Yeah, lots of things change very quickly when you're working in a new business. Yeah, I've been there. Been there, done that, as we say. A couple small little bits of feedback for you, Michael. You
Okay.
said you do something, I don't know, embrace or look at or whatever you do. You said this changes, of course it should be the plural. These changes, the demonstrative plural. This is one, these are two. Okay?
Hmm.
Just like that is one, those are two, or two or more, plural. And you missed the past tense. In your job, you calculating. It should be you calculated whatever marketing costs are. Doesn't matter. But that's it. Okay. Better. But I did like that you used the actual real example. You have a difficult abstract point that you're trying to demonstrate. Yeah, I did like that Michael went to an actual physical, real example to explain how he reacted to change. Okay, great. In fact, the more abstract the question, the more it's really better. to use a concrete example to demonstrate. And Reuben or any you guys looking at a speaking test, TOEFL or IELTS or what have you, that's good advice. Okay, Pablo, uh, your turn.
Yes.
Uh, okay, Pablo, do you consider yourself to be daring or cautious? Are you bold and daring? Do you take chances? Or are you more cautious, calculating, logical?
No,
Are you a risk
I am
taker?
daring.
Sorry?
No, daring. I am
Daring.
daring.
Oh, okay. Daring. Okay.
Yeah, it's a new.
Why do you say so?
I don't have a lot of friends, but my friends are so close with to me. My partners at my job, I we have good relations, uh, and we frequently uh, organize meetings, and we uh, finds to see movies, to see soccer, uh, soccer games
Hmm.
and other things. Yes, I think I am doing.
Okay, I'm a little confused. Now, when we say daring, okay, it comes from the verb to dare, all right, to risk something that may be dangerous or hazardous in some way. So I'm a little confused. You're telling me about how you like to go out and have fun with your friends. Well, that's not exactly daring. Daring, Pablo, is, well, daring to stay in the class. Where did you go? Oh, goodness. Uh, where did he go? Okay, just for others, look, daring, are you daring in your love life? Will you walk up to a girl, or if you're a female, will you walk up to someone of the opposite sex and ask them to dance, even though they're very, very, very attractive? That's a little daring. Will you take a risk investing your money? Um, Higher rewards for more risk. Are you daring in dealing with money? Are you daring? Will you talk to the boss about a new idea and propose a new solution at work? Or are you shy? Would you rather not talk to the big boss at work? All right, that's what I mean by daring. Uh, Reuben, let me pass the question on to you. Reuben, are you, do you consider yourself daring or more cautious?
I think I'm
Conservative.
cautious uh,
Hmm.
because I really think about all the possibilities or all the consequences that my decision could have or could. Okay, if I'm going to do something that could change my life or could define my future or something like that. I really think about it, all the good things that could happen and all the bad things. I think it and thinking until I make a decision. A decision is when I do it, but I'm really really cautious. I think in all the bad things that could happen, and I try to to visualize or to see the possibilities and to be prepared for that. But you know that the life doesn't work like that
Yeah.
way. Either just something appears and you have to, in that moment, to think how to solve it. And but I really care about all the decisions that I have. But when one opportunity appears, I take it and I do it, but I think I have to think first.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Hmm.
I have no feedback. That was a terrific answer. You slowed down your pace a little bit. Everything was, I noticed, everything was perfectly clear and great vocabulary. That would be, no question, that would be a high score if you're taking TOEFL, for example. Very,
Oh,
no question. That was really good. Uh, okay, and you are so right. Me too. I never make a decision. I always, just to throw out a little vocabulary or English speaking idea, I always have to sleep on it. All right. When somebody asks, "Do you want this promotion?" Somebody asks, "Do you want to take this offer? Do you
hmm.
want to buy my car for a very cheap price? Do you want?" I never ever make snap decisions. I'm just
Hmm.
throwing out some vocabulary collocations here. Snap decisions. I always have to sleep on it.
You
Meaning,
are thinking like for 1 month.
no, not 1 month. Literally, I asked for 24 hours. Literally,
Hmm.
whenever
Sleep
I have
on
to.
it.
Yeah.
Sleep on it is to take time, talking on it, talking
Uh,
about it, or
sleep on
to
it.
thinking about it.
Yeah, it means that, but it actually means 24 hours. You're going to go to sleep. It
Um,
actually has a physical meaning. It usually means, well, I'd like to sleep on it. Means I'll talk to you about it tomorrow after I go
mm,
to sleep.
uh-huh. Hmm.
Literally. Okay.
So snap decision is fast decision, quickly,
That's right.
quickly.
Like
Uh-huh.
snapping your fingers.
Oh, okay. That's really
Right.
good. I'm going to
Okay.
use it. Thank you,
Good.
teacher. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Uh, okay. Let's see. Uh, Michael, would you consider yourself? Hmm. Would you consider yourself as a leader or a follower?
Well, I don't know. I'm in the middle of those two extremes.
You're a loddler.
What's that?
Or a fleet. You're a fleeter.
Can you write in the chat those two words so I know what you're calling me by?
I'm I'm totally making it up. This is okay, English speaking joke, okay, silliness. Uh, you said I don't know, I'm kind of in between. So what I did is I combined the word follower
Oh,
and
okay,
leader.
clear.
You're a fleeter. Okay.
Full, full leader, full leader.
You're a fleeter. Yeah, that's what I
Lead,
was doing.
lead for.
Yeah, stupid English speaking joke. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that.
Well, because I don't like to follow too much, and I have always my perspective on something. So, for example, if someone tells me you should do that, I always have my perspective on that, and I sure I will not do everything that person tells me. Like if I am working in a company
Hmm.
and there is like rules or something, I will always improve something in those rules or something I will change. I will not follow exactly how they say. I will omit something. I will add something um, from my experience. So something like that.
Hmm.
And I never been a leader, like basically to be in charge of many people or something. To give
Hmm.
them order, to give them what? What do you give to people? To give them
Orders, instructions.
orders, instructions. Yeah, I never. Well, I've been, but that's not a leader exactly. If you call like kind of, I organized uh, some some sampling, some in supermarkets. So I was in charge for that, but that's not so much leadership. So
Hmm.
I never been like a CEO. let's say in this way, in Apple or in Google Corporation, so and or in Microsoft. So
CEO.
Very few of us have, Michael.
when I will be there, then you can ask me like, are you a leader or follower, and I will tell you if
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
leader. But nowadays I'm average Joe, so
an average Joe.
an
Okay.
average Joe.
Okay. Okay. All right. Watch your subject verb agreement with the verb to be, Michael.
Okay.
There's my advice for you for the day, because you said there is rules. Obviously, there
Oh,
are rules.
rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, okay. You need more experience in the world to decide. I don't think you know yet if you're a leader or a follower, but that's okay. You're young, so all
Yeah.
right. Yeah. All right. That's good. Uh, yeah. Okay. Well, good enough. Pablo, you're back.
Yes,
All right.
yes, I'm sorry, I have a problem with
That's not a problem. Uh, Pablo, another question for you, personality wise. Oh, personality wise. I add wise as a suffix at the end of a sentence. This is very common in English. Okay, Pablo, personality wise, are you more like your mother or your father?
uh, I am more like my mother because I live all the time with her. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They both uh, finish uh, uh, finish his marriage. Yes,
Okay.
uh, when I was 10 years ago. When I was 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Um, since that, I was living with my mother. I think I am either more similar to her.
Okay. Okay. They are all right. Just as far as English, they both finished the marriage. Okay. We usually would use a different construction. They ended their marriage
They ending the
instead of finished.
marriage.
We would never say finish. They ended their marriage when I was
They
10.
ended the marriage.
Okay. All right. Okay. Or, of course, I don't know how they ended their marriage, but of course we could use the word divorced if they got a divorce. I don't know. But anyway,
Okay.
all right. Well, uh, okay. All right. So we kind of know why, but we don't know how. In what ways is your personality like your mother's? What areas? Get angry easily? Are you both generous? Are you both very patient? What aspects of personality are you the same as your mother?
Well, I am a simple person. I am uh, generous, and I don't have. I don't like the troubles. Yes,
I do.
I,
I'm kidding. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, just like that is my mother. She's uh, simple and friendly. She have a lot of friends, and I think that is what I I am more like my mother. My father is a person more quiet, more silence. Yes,
Okay. More
he don't
quiet. Hmm.
more quiet. He don't have a lot of friends, and he don't like so much the parties and the uh,
Okay.
and how do you say The travels. Okay,
Okay. Just trouble. When we talk about did you say travel or trouble?
travels. To
Okay, we can
travel.
just say trouble. I don't like trouble. I don't want any trouble. Um, we don't usually use S with trouble. He had many troubles as a child. That's possible. Okay, but if we're talking about trouble in general, like your father just doesn't. He doesn't look for trouble. He doesn't want any trouble.
Trouble.
I don't need trouble. All right. When
Trouble.
I'm talking in general, I just use the singular trouble. Uh, okay. One other thing. You described some personality traits, and then you said just like that is my mother. You need to reverse that. My mother is just like that because, of course, you're using a linking verb with an adjective or adjective phrase. My dog is brown. So you would never, of course, say Brown is my dog. It's the same idea. My mother is just like that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sorry to say, we were just warming up there, kind of, but we are out of time. I have to go because I have another verbling class coming
Okay.
right up. So thank you
Oh
very much,
no,
gentlemen.
we
Thank
Oh
didn't ask
you.
no.
about your
Oh, please.
personality
No, we didn't.
traits.
I escaped.
Are
I
you a leader
dodged a
or are you a
bullet.
leader? Are
Saved by
you?
the bell.
Saved by this bell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, bye bye. Gotta